Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's Irene. Today we are speed building an apple orchard pumpkin patch and a little bit of a sunflower field. I got the inspiration to do this one because I went apple picking last Sunday, not this just past. So today's October 7th. Not October 6th, but the weekend before that, the last weekend of September. So I got like the inspo to do that. I also saw that Little Simsy had done it too, and I was like, oh, that's really funny that, I know it's fall in the United States. So I was like, that's really funny that we all have like the same thought to do this. But yeah, so I just wanted to create a little something because truthfully, this has been one of my favorite things to do forever. So, I grew up in I grew up in California for a few years, but primarily I grew up in the Midwest, and this was something we always did, something I still love doing with my family, and we actually really love to also now take my niece and my nephew apple picking. It's been a really, really fun time doing that and being able to be with them and kind of see them grow and really enjoy it. Like this year, my nephew was leading us, quote unquote. He's 2, so he doesn't really know what he's doing, but it was fun to see him have a great time and really enjoy it. It was also something that I personally love doing. Just it's nice because we usually go on a good fall day. We have a lot of fun. And last year, I'm trying to remember, was it last year or the year before, we actually were going to go to an apple orchard, but then what happened was it had rained, and then it was raining in the specific spot that we wanted to go in. Which sounds weird, but Wisconsin is a really big state. I don't live in Wisconsin, I live in Illinois, but we're close enough to Wisconsin where we can just drive over and it's not too far. But anyway, so we went, and instead of going to like an apple orchard where it had pumpkins as well, we actually ended up going to like a sunflower farm that had raspberries. So we got to pick some sunflowers and have some raspberries, which was amazing, and it was a lot of fun too. So I kind of just wanted to combine that a little bit with the with the apples and the pumpkins. I will show in a minute when I kind of do this. I honestly didn't really think about the fact that okay, so when you play The Sims, you plant these seeds and then they become apple trees and pumpkins and everything. So I didn't really think about that. So I did go into the gallery because I was like, what do I do? Also, can I just say I did want to put the sunflowers, and I kind of made them, and they look a little bit odd, I feel, just because I wanted to put them in a way where you could take pictures, because that is something, like, I want to start doing, like, the little things in The Sims more, and I feel like it would be fun if, like, I had my teens go into this apple orchard and take pictures and everything. So that is something that I want to do. It took me a minute to kind of think about how I wanted to do the apple trees, though, so I did end up just opening up the gallery, and doing this. So I opened up the gallery, went, and thankfully somebody had the, the apple trees. Like, they had 6 of them, and it was perfect. So I just, wanted to make sure that it was all good, and ready to go. And so that's what I ended up doing, and I thought it was really nice. So shout out to the creators. Sorry, I just wanted to see if anybody else had done it, or anybody else had more trees. But I like the 6, it's perfect for The Sims. Just something like that. So I'm pretty happy with it. But yeah, so I put pretty much a bunch of these trees pretty much. I also kept accidentally hitting the manage world sign, so if it seems a little bit weird, like I just jump and then there's like a whole bunch of rows of trees, that's why. But yeah, I personally really enjoy apple orchards. Like, there's something about it. I'm always happy. I'm always having a great time. I will say, if you're not careful, but if you are going during the fall, for me, or for my region, I should say, where I live, it is a very rainy season. So, it's always best to be prepared. And I will say the last one we went to was actually not too bad, but it was a little bit rainy the day, like the week before, but it wasn't too bad. I did add some dirt, hopefully to like make it a little bit more dimensional. I don't feel as if that is one of my strong points, is kind of like making things realistic. Like, I'll never claim that that's my brand, like that I'm super realistic with The Sims. That's just, unfortunately, that's not something I'm really good at. And I don't necessarily know how to even kind of go about that. There are a lot of great creators that, play The Sims and showcase their skills like that. Unfortunately, again, just not my strong suit, but not the point. But yeah, I have had a really good time at Apple Orchards. I'm not sure, if they have them I know they have them across various states. I'm not sure if they have them in various countries, but, if it is something that, like, you're ever traveling, like, I know the East Coast, like, the northern East Coast, I should say, has, like, really beautiful apple orchards and stuff. When I was at college on Long Island, I used to go to one on Long Island. I went with like my friends and everything, and it was so beautiful. So I will say it is a fun activity to do. It is a little expensive depending on like which one you go to, but there are more affordable ones and like ones you don't like have to pay for things. But I personally enjoy apple picking, and it's not something you do all the time. So like once a year, I think it's a lot of fun. And usually, I know The Sims, you only have one type of apple, but they usually have a bunch of different types of apples and everything. And then I also remembered pumpkins are something that you also have to grow. Excuse me. So I was trying to see if anybody had any pumpkins. I wasn't loving what I saw in the gallery, and that's nobody's fault but my own. Like, I should have thought about this a little bit more before I decided to do that. But so instead I went and I got the little, like, what is it called? Dirt patches. So the garden patch, I guess. And so I decided to just like lay a bunch of them out. And this is not necessarily how it always is in a pumpkin patch. Usually it's more so, it depends on the patch you like, or apple orchard, whichever one you kind of go to. It kind of depends on what they have, not available, but like how they decide to organize it. Like sometimes it'll like you have to actually cut them from the stem, and then sometimes they'll have like a section where they've already picked pumpkins, and like that's where you go and get them. So it really just depends on what the space is like and what they want to kind of do. But so I decided to kind of go with these 3 little pumpkins. What I want to do is I want to actually grow pumpkins and then update this and show you guys, what it looks like with like the actual pumpkins in The Sims and stuff. So that way people can like harvest them and like actually be able to use them. And I like that these have a few different colors because when I went to the apple orchard, they had pumpkins and they had like green ones and they had white ones. It was a lot of fun. So I'm just saying that's something I like to do. And then almost always, which is something that I think would be a lot of fun to add in The Sims, would be like giant statues. So instead I went to these pumpkins and I just made them like large, because I don't know about anywhere else in the US, but in the Midwest we always have like large, like the one I just went to had like a large silver pumpkin, with like hay barrels around it and things like that. So that was something that I think is a lot of fun, and I just wanted to put around the pumpkins because that's what they usually do. They usually have like a bunch of hay around and everything. So I think it's a lot of fun. They're not necessarily meant to be sat on. I think it's more so just to kind of like complete the look altogether. But yeah, I just wanted to, and then I kind of got obsessed with like the faces. I didn't realize each pumpkin had like a different face, which I think is like is a lot of fun in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. I personally like it. You can only do so much with certain things in The Sims, like the fact that they don't have different types of apples, or that like the pumpkins need to be grown. But I will say the best part of an apple orchard or a pumpkin patch is the fact that they always have apple cider donuts, which is one of my favorite things in the world. It is so yummy and so delicious. They almost always disappear within a week from my house whenever they're brought home. But, you know, I just wanted to put some food, some bathrooms, things like that. I wish we had a little bit more of, I don't know how to say it, but like, I guess like variety in The Sims 4 when it comes to food styles, which is crazy to say in my opinion because we actually have a lot, but I guess I'm also just like looking for specific types of things, so it really is just dependent. But you know, this is not a super long video, but I did have a lot of fun making it. You know, if you guys want me to try, I should say, it's not that it's like the best in the world, but if you guys want me to try to make like more things like this, just let me know. But you know, there's about a minute left in the video, so I'm just gonna stop talking and then kind of show you guys the finished product. It is uploaded on my gallery if you guys want to download it. Also, okay, I lied. I feel like I should explain this. So usually in the Midwest, there's always some sort of gigantic chair. So I supersized this chair for people to take pictures at. But just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and I appreciate you, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.